Hello, and welcome back to the Misty Morrison Podcast. I'm your host, Misty Morrison, and this is episode 32 of Petty Please. Here on the Misty Morrison Podcast, we love to judge, we love to give advice, we love all the petty drama. But before we get into our stories for the day, our usual housekeeping, whether you are new or returning, please remember to engage with the content to help the channel grow. Every little bit helps, whether you are listening on podcast, watching on YouTube, or watching shorts or reels on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook. Please rate, review, share, like, subscribe, comment with your thoughts on stories, all the things. All right, into our stories for the day. Story number 1 is coming to us from r/petty revenge. No breaks? Okay. This happened last winter. It snowed about 6 to 8 inches. I was working for Casey's. The manager that hired me got transferred to another store, and this new manager was a lazy bitch. All she would do is sit in her office and switch between cameras, get in the way during lunch or dinner rush, and take smoke breaks. One day, I was working the register 8-hour shift. After watching her take 6 smoke breaks within the 2 hours I was there, I asked if I could take one as well. She huffed and puffed and made it a big deal that I even asked for one. So when she finished her cigarette, she came back inside, put her coat in her office, walked to the back room, and came back with a shovel. She said, "While on your break, shovel the sidewalk and the front of the store." I looked at her like I smelled a pile of shit. Anyways, I put my coat on, take the shovel, and head outside. I noticed her car was to the left of me. I saw her prints in the snow leading to her car door. I shoveled all that snow into her car door. All the snow from the sidewalk, the snow from the front door, and the snow from the handicap spaces. All went in front of her car doors. I walked back inside to grab the salt, and she had thanked me. I looked at her, smiled, and told her it was my pleasure. When she went out to smoke her next cigarette, I told her to enjoy. She quickly came back inside and just mugged me. I love it. It's not a break if you're still working. I hate the sense of superiority, thinking that you have a right to take 6 smoke breaks in 2 hours, and somebody else asks for a little break, and you're like, well, all right, I guess if you need a break, but you're still going to work while you're outside on your break. Wild. But I love that. Like, you did exactly what she asked you to do. You shoveled the front of the store. You shoveled the sidewalk. She was not specific about where the snow had to go. I love it. Okay, story number 2 is coming to us from r/petty revenge. My job cut people's pay for getting tasks completed too fast, so everyone ran the clock. I told this story on another sub a while back, and people really enjoyed it, so I'll retell it here. For context, I am assigned a geographical zone, and I must complete all tasks in that zone by their deadlines and complete the job within a time limit given. I make my own schedule, get paid mileage to locations. I clock in via GPS tracker to prove I'm at said location. My supervisor existed, but he worked remote, never watching me directly. I worked independently. Each job we are assigned has a time limit. Problem is, we are usually given way too much time. Rarely do I get jobs that take multiple hours. I've been doing this for 6 years. Most jobs they give me, I can complete literally in less than 30 minutes, even 10 minutes. Meanwhile, they give me 2 hours to do it because I know what I'm doing. Our managers have always said it's fine to claim that we took the full time allotted for payroll purposes because hard workers getting paid less than people who don't do shit is unfair, and enforcing that will only make people run the clock. We deserve the same pay. And it does. We got new management, and then they started enforcing it. We had to either take the full amount of time given or take the cut in our check. I started running the clock. And my colleagues in different cities told me they were too. I would go to a location, clock in, knock out the job, then bullshit. I'd go grocery shopping, get lunch, read a book, look at social media, anything until clock out time. Because it's bullshit if they Because it's bullshit. If it takes me only 25% of the time to complete something, I should get 25% of the pay others get. I did eventually quit. The company was a mess and I got sick of it. The job already sucked though. They begged me to stay. Believe it or not, I ghosted them. Rightly so. That's so messed up because you're the people who are doing the most and doing it well and doing it quickly. You are trying to cheat them out of the rest of that money. When there are people who are either lazy or slow or just not as good at it, taking the full amount of time and getting that full amount of money. So while it's not necessarily right because you weren't working, I can't blame you for what you did. I can't blame you. They caused it. I mean, I feel like the company could have fixed it by either, saying, we gave you this job, we're paying you 2 hours wages, regardless of how long it takes. Like, that could be the policy. Or they could say, okay, we know you're really quick, so we're going to give you more jobs with smaller time frames to do the jobs so that you can actually make all your money. They weren't making it possible for you to earn the income you needed and do the right thing. So you ran the clock. I'm glad you found something better, and I'm glad you ghosted them. Story number 3 is coming to us from r/petty revenge. Tracked down and confronted Lyft driver that stole my AirPods. I was visiting some friends in another city, and I dropped my AirPods in the back of a Lyft leaving a bar. I realized the next morning, sent the guy a lost item report. He claims he doesn't have them. I go back home and forget about it until about a day later, I see in Find My that they were being charged and actively used. I see them moving all around the city as a driver would. Now, I'm not usually a spiteful person, but that was brazen theft. Unlucky for him, I had some free time, and 2 weekends later, I tracked him down in a car with those same friends. Find My led us to a Chuck E. Cheese, and we found his car in the lot. I explained the situation to the security guard and showed him a picture of the Lyft driver. The security guard led us right to him, and I asked him, "Are you name?" To which he nervously responded, "Yes." I just bluntly said, "You stole my AirPods." His family had to all leave the Chuck E. Cheese to his car parked in a lot, and I got to watch him awkwardly put them back in the case and hand them to me. I felt bad, but come on, doing that is insane. Don't feel bad for doing the right thing. It's not always comfortable to do the right thing, but you should never feel bad for doing the right thing. I have definitely gotten people in trouble because they did something wrong and I did the right thing by saying something. So, those were yours. He flat out stole your property. You did the right thing. All right. Story number 4 is coming to us from r/petty revenge. I write nasty Google reviews at my former employer's small firm. And every time they get my review removed, I write another worse one. Backstory. I, 21 female, got an internship at a tiny real estate law firm when I was a sophomore in college because my late grandfather was a partner who basically carried the business. I was diligent, punctual, and said yes to everything. Guess what? They still let me go, for no real reason given other than the fact that they were too busy to give me further training. The old hag who gave me the news gave me a pearl of wisdom that I needed to be more talkative. Gee, maybe next time. What's worse is she was someone my grandfather respected. Let's call her Doreen. I remember one of my tasks at this job was when she asked me to write fake 5-star reviews to hide a 1-star they got from a client. So now I write reviews that are specific enough and bad enough that I believe people usually would rather err on the side of caution than take a risk on a small firm. It's nothing criminal. In fact, this may not even be revenge since it's honest. My latest one is where I generally list everything wrong with the company, then end it with, "Hi, Doreen." Is it petty? Yes. And I will do it again when they delete this one too. Eat shit, Doreen. Ugh, that's dedication right there. The time that you are taking and putting in to write a new and worse review every time they take yours down. That's dedication. But it sounds like Doreen had it coming. I mean, I hate to think that you know, could be bringing down the law firm that your grandfather carried, but evidently nobody else there really cares about it, or they would be carrying it too. So, story number 5 is coming to us from r/petty revenge. Deflated her ego. I was reminded of this as I recently went to homecoming at my alma mater for a marching band reunion. I'm not even sure this counts, but the whole thing was just dumb. Anyway, there was this girl back in high school, for some unknown reason, had it out for me. I had no idea how I wronged her, but one day she decided she didn't like me and was going to be a mean girl to me. We weren't in the same grade, but we did share a few classes and extracurriculars, and she took advantage of those times we were in the same room. Subtle digs, over-talking me, unknowingly blasting her trumpet in my ear from behind, would move my music, flip folder during pep band, or accidentally flip the pages on me. Stupid shit like that. Oh, and the one-upmanship. If I got a good grade on an exam, she would brag that she got a better grade on her exam in a completely different class. If I got a new CD, oh well, she got that last week. Oh, Cinnabar, you aren't wearing in-brand jeans like I am? Again, stupid shit that in the long run meant nothing. I graduated high school, went just across the state border for college, joined the marching band, never thought of her again. I didn't hear or see her again until I didn't hear from her or see her again until 2 summers later, during our hometown summer celebration. I was chatting with friends and she sidled up to me, all smug. I hear you joined the marching band at U. It can't be all that big. Me, well, it was around 250 when I started, but we have about 330 this year. Note, my high school marching band barely had 50 when I graduated. That must have derailed her one-up train slightly, but she continued, telling me that she was a member of her college's marching band too, just over an hour away from my college, and I knew it was barely half the size of my band. And bragged that they'd been invited to perform halftime for an NFL team. Me, oh cool, that'll be fun. We did that for another NFL team when I started, and we had a blast. We were offered that same trip too, but we had to turn it down since we were picked to march for a large national event. She suddenly had someone else to talk to and left. Never had to deal with her passive-aggressive BS again. Told you it was stupid. That is so... I don't even want to call it petty. I don't think it deserves to be called petty. It's just so basic and so high school. Um, I'm sad that it took her that long to get smart about this and realize how dumb she was being. But I'm glad you were able to easily one-up her without trying. And she maybe got the message this time. Story number 6 is coming to us from r/petty revenge. Slow and sweet. There was just a post on Facebook feed asking if anyone remembered being fueled up, windscreen cleaned, and oil topped as a normal part of visiting a gas station. It died out in the early 60s. It is not dead, I can confirm. While such full service was unusual in my state, having someone handle the Bowser and put gas in your car was common in past years. Thus, a memory was triggered. As a new driver, I was attacked by a pair of thugs in a vicious road rage incident when I was left bashed and bleeding at the side of the road. A few years later, I was getting gas at a local filling station and had a Bowser boy pump my fuel. This boy was decades older than me, very embarrassed and meekly polite. It seemed that he was newly out of prison and had been given this job as charity. The embarrassment? I recognized him. He recognized me. He was the main thug that had bashed me. In the prices of the top-up cost, about $4.96. When I paid him with $5, I said, "Keep the change." He blushed. Revenge is a dish best served cold, and this was subtly sweet. I did not see that coming at all. I really had no idea where the story was going based on the title, Slow and Sweet. But as it started off very nostalgic, I did not imagine where that was going. Yeah. Okay. No comment. Story number 7 is coming to us from r/petty revenge. Cheating ex and his affair partner gone legit and appear to be betrothed. My ex-husband and I were together for 17 years, married for 12, and have one child, who was 9 when we got divorced, 11 now. He'd been having an affair for over 2 years with one of his college students, who was also a student worker who worked under him in his department. Oh, they went all the way there. He's 11 years older than her. They'd gone on vacations together, and I discovered their affair when she posted vacation pictures of him on Instagram. After confronting him with the evidence, which he denied were him for 3 days, silly me believing my lying eyes, he informed me he was in love with her, moved in with her, they lived 2 states away, and basically dipped out on all parenting responsibilities. I recently discovered that they may be engaged. This was to be expected as they moved in together months before we were even divorced, and the week of our daughter's birthday, no less. Good for them. They deserve each other. However, I know her current email address, first name, last name @gmail.com, and I have no clue if she is planning to change her name if they do get married. But because I'm a dick, I took it upon myself to create an email account using the same format but with my ex's last name so that in the event she does get married and change her name, she won't be able to make that email address. Sure, there are plenty of other options, but I do enjoy knowing that one is taken. I don't have a backup email or phone number linked to it, so if she tries to dig into who the owner of the account is by clicking forgot password, it's not going to give her any recovery info. I fully thought that was going down the route of, I know what her email address is, so I signed her up for a bunch of spam or I signed her up for porn or whatever. But no, you were thinking ahead. And that's really a good plan because my email address used to be, for a long time, was my first and last name. And then when I got married, I made a new one. And my first and last name, married, was taken. Yeah, so I had to go with something different. But that will probably inconvenience her. Especially if they have if she has a unique first name or like her combined name is really unique. She'll probably be confused like who else could possibly have my same name? Let's see. That was the last one we have saved. Gotta find a couple more. Please hold. Okay. Oh, I don't remember what number I was on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Story number 8 is coming to us from r/neighbors from hell. Package from Japan got delivered to my neighbor's house and they deny having it. This one is tagged "What would you do?" vent/rant. I live in California. I am subscribed to one of those monthly packages from Japan. A few days ago, one was supposed to be delivered to my address, 1410. Instead, the driver dropped it off at my front neighbor's house, 1411. I have the tracking number and photos of proof from the tracking number. Yesterday, I went over to their house and asked for my package. They kept denying ever seeing it or having it, despite having their house full of front porch cameras. I have a feeling they kept my package and don't want to give it back. They have daughters who dress alt, most likely posers since they don't want to give my package back. And I'm guessing they grabbed it and kept it because my neighbor said her daughter was home that day and didn't see anything. I even showed them the pictures of my package at their front porch. In the picture, you could see the correct address in the label. I already contacted the company and the shipping company. I just can't believe there are ghetto neighbors who won't return your item and keep it. It was very obvious they were lying. Is there anything else I can do besides contacting the companies of my box? I think it's unfair these people get away with keeping my package when it's obvious it was in their front porch with another package of theirs. I think you started out right, but since they are lying about it and you have the proof, go to the police. Tell the police, like, hey, I got a package delivered. It was stolen by my neighbors. Here's the picture of confirmation that it was left at their front door. I already went and asked them about it. They're denying they have it. They also, besides just my proof of the delivery, the delivery driver's picture, but they have cameras everywhere. You can check their cameras and find out what happened to it. I think that the police would probably take that up and help you get your package back, and get them consequences for what they did. Story number 9 is coming to us from r/neighbors from hell. Potential lawsuit 5 years later. This one is also tagged what would you do vent/rant. I purchased a home 5 years ago, and there were still contents left in the home. I've gradually disposed of items over the years, but I kept one item of possible value, no clue how to use it, but thought it might be useful someday. Previous owner who I bought my house from left items, but did not care to retrieve them and said they were also from the owner before, so to do with them what I wanted. Recently received a message from the original owner who built the home that I did not buy the home directly from. They claimed they would like the item back after 5 years. Even went as far as claiming it was lent to us and we did not return it. Her child is our neighbor and is basically saying we stole it because he has seen it in our garage. Threatened me with a lawyer if I do not return item within a week. I have not responded to said message. Do I have any legal obligation to entertain any of this nonsense? As far as I'm concerned, they can leave a card and I'll contact my lawyer. I think you're right. I feel like once you close on the sale of a house, you're done. You don't have the rights to anything there anymore. If a new owner wants to be kind and gracious and let you have something from the house afterwards, that you forgot or didn't mean to leave behind, that's a choice that they can make. But after 5 years and you didn't even buy the house from them, this is nonsense. Oh, okay, that is 9 stories for this week's episode of Petty Please. That is us done for the day. Thank you so much for being here, for listening along with me. And I will see you next time for another episode of the Misty Morrison Podcast. Bye.